All right, my brothers from another mother, what's going on today? In this video, I'm going to get into a question I got on the Entrepreneurs in Cars Facebook page. Sometimes you guys throw questions in the comments below, which is cool. I can answer them there. If it's more private and you don't want anybody to see it, it's cool to also message me privately on Facebook. So this is something that I can add value to. So again, whenever I get these questions, one, I want to make sure that it's going to be useful to the general audience. I know the demographics of people that watch my videos, so I want to make sure that you guys get some value out of it. And two, it's something I can speak to, something I have either some experience in personally firsthand or I've learned through somebody else. So in today's question, we've got a 21-year-old guy from Eastern Europe named Kyle. I'm just going to use your first name. That's it, that's all. And he goes, I'm as close to a virgin as I'd like to be. I had sex once at 19 and I can't remember a thing. First of all, you're not a virgin. You've had sex, okay? If you put your penis inside a vagina, that is sex. So stop calling yourself a virgin. I'm having extreme difficulty connecting with women and don't meet many new ones. Those that I do, we end up just being friends. I'm not the best looking guy. Let me just stop on that for a second. When you say that you're not the best looking guy, it's like you're self-defeating yourself. It's like you're bringing yourself down. If you're not going to love yourself, nobody else is going to love you, I guarantee. Now, I can click view profile when you message me on Facebook so I can see your public profile picture, and you're not a bad looking guy. You don't have to worry about looks. As far as guys go, you're a good looking dude. You don't have to worry about that bit. And I have little confidence. Well, you're self-defeating again. You know, you're basically saying you're not good looking, you have no confidence. I can only work on these things, but I'm not into the idea of one-night stands. I'm not entirely sure why that matters. I'm joining the military to try to work through my confidence and life issues, and I'm getting increasingly concerned about my lack of experience with women, and it's only getting worse. Your lack of experience with women is nothing new for a 21-year-old guy, brother. I think I was about a month before my 20th birthday, before I had sex. I was a virgin until like late 19. So what you're talking about is not uncommon. I know a lot of guys like to brag that they're getting laid in their teens, or they got laid at 15 or 16 or something like that. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, you know. Does it really matter? Is it really something that's of any significance to your life? You know? And it also feels like I'm getting used by both friends and women, and I'm not really valued by either. So before you're going to find anybody to love you, let alone have sex with you, you're going to need to work on yourself. It's something that's not easy to do. I get it. I've been there. The reason why I'm recording this video today is because I have been there. I'm speaking from experience. I've said in my past videos, again, you know, I was burned by a kettle of hot water when I was 2 years old. I didn't learn to actually start loving myself until I was like 18 or 19 years old. I had a bad stutter growing up because of all that. I had buck teeth until I had braces to fix it. If you want to talk about confidence or the lack of confidence, dude, I'm looking at your picture on Facebook versus what I was like around that age and a few years before it, and I probably had about 10 times less confidence. It's not hard to develop. It's like a muscle. Anything you do is like a muscle, okay? Stuff that goes on between your ears, between this meatball that kind of lives between your ears, that is self-defeating, that a lot of time tells us these BS stories that we tend to believe, you know, as human beings, as men. You know, we subscribe to that narrative that we suck, that we're not good enough, that we don't have confidence, that, you know, friends and women use us. I'll speak to that for a second. You're only going to get out of life what you tolerate. So if you let your friends or women use you, you're going to be used. You've got to smarten up and recognize where the line in the sand is between being kind and generous and being somebody's bitch, being somebody's pushover toy. Because people will take advantage of you in life. And if you don't develop that muscle as early on as possible, you'll be used. And quite often, it can be an expensive experiment. It can be an expensive lesson. Just last year, I lost $56,000 on a private investment that I had, and I was used. It was my fault. The other guy was a bit of an asshole, but it was my fault for letting it happen because I didn't do the full due diligence. But you will get used if you don't put your foot down. You know, you will get out of life what you tolerate. Okay, so if you tolerate people treating you like crap, then you'll get that. So at least learn from it. Okay, be aware, have self-awareness. You know, in this world today, I know a lot of people are very like, rainbows and butterflies and liberal and let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya, but there's a reality out there that you have to open your eyes and your ears and your nose and your mind to, that exists, that a lot of times we just shut down, we put on blinders and we try to pretend like it doesn't exist, but it's actually there. So you're going to need to develop the muscle of self-awareness when it comes to people using you, friends or women. As far as the military goes, I've never been in the military. I did want to fly Harrier jump jets when I was 19 years old. I applied to fly them with the Royal Air Force because I was born in England, but I ended up being too tall for the cockpit, so I never went. Now, I did have friends that did go to the military around that age, and all of them came out of it a better person. I saw them all return from their military experience a stronger version of themselves and a better version of themselves. So there's absolutely nothing that's probably going to go sideways from joining the military. Except for maybe if you're, on a Call of Duty and you get shot. So that might be the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is you're probably going to come out of it a way better person than what you went into it. Again, getting back to your confidence and your self-confidence, I went through an old photo album that I have, and this is a picture of me at 21. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little bit of a glare on the screen, but I was acting as if I was amazing, and I really wasn't. I believed that I was amazing. I might have thought that I was great. You throw on some shades and I don't know, probably looks like a little bit of baby oil or something like that on my skin after doing some push-ups. But no. But if you act as if, it will make a difference. One of the biggest things that you can do to develop your confidence is to strengthen your mind, body, and soul. You can strengthen your soul by devouring intelligent material, intelligent knowledge. One of the greatest pieces that helped me my early teens and even late 20s, late teens and early 20s was probably material that I was listening to by Bob Proctor. And he was talking about the mind's eye. And we have these two eyeballs here that view the outside world as we see it. But we also have an eye inside our mind called the mind's eye, which is basically an image of who you think you are. There's an interesting book called Psycho-Cybernetics. I can't remember the author's name. I think it's Maxwell Maltz. And he did this study. He basically wrote this book, I think it was in the 50s or 60s, but he wrote this book. And in the early stages of the book, he was talking about how he was following people that went through reconstructive plastic surgery. So people that might have returned from a war and were disfigured, or might have gone through like rhinoplasty to fix their nose, or breast augmentation, or whatever it might have been. But he followed their journey before and after the surgery. And as remarkable as the outcome of the surgery was, if they had a bad view or a bad opinion of themselves, that mind's eye, that mirror that would reflect their mind upon the world, who they thought they were, if that opinion was low, when they didn't have confidence, it doesn't matter how beautiful they looked or how handsome they'd looked after the surgery, they still felt exactly the same. So regardless of what the reflection in the mirror said, they were attractive, they still felt exactly the same. They still felt like crap. So it's probably worth checking out Psycho-Cybernetics. It's a really interesting read. Definitely worth checking out if you're interested in improving your confidence. Bob Proctor has got some great material. Brian Tracy has a great book called Maximum Achievement. I remember reading that around 22, 23. I'm sure it's still out there. You can find a copy. It's a great piece of writing that talks about really just becoming a better version of yourself, which is what a lot of my videos are, on my channel when I'm not talking about car-related stuff. So you're talking about not being the best looking guy and with little confidence. Well, here's a picture of me about, I'm going to say I was 24 here. So this is about 2 or maybe 3 years later. And I'm double fisting the girls, if you can call it that. The only difference really between here and here is what I consumed as far as knowledge and material. I read a lot of books on improving my self-image and my self-worth. I did a lot of exercise. I'm not going to lie. Working out will improve your confidence, will improve your strength. The way you put on clothes and the way you fit, like even today when I put on a t-shirt, like it's tight around my arms. Like it feels like it's made for somebody that doesn't fit in this. And I don't buy tiny clothing. It's just when you strengthen your body, you can't help but tow your mind and your soul along with it. All I did in those early stages was I didn't know what I was doing as far as nutrition, as far as working out. And again, I don't want to get into this. This is not a, you know, workout sort of YouTube channel. There's lots of other great material out there that you can check out. But when you strengthen your body, your mind and your spirit will be moved along with it. Even if you're unintentionally doing that, you will improve your confidence. Now, there's a fine line that you can walk when it comes to things like this, because if you become overconfident, you may be defined by women as narcissistic. You may be defined as a sociopath. You know, people don't like it when you change. When you change your value system, when you change your outward appearance, when you change how strong you are, when you become a better version of yourself, there's going to be some people that are going to try to take you down and convince you that what you're doing is wrong. Why do you need to be that big? Why do you need to be that strong? You're going to the gym too much. Why are you reading those books? Why don't you come and sit down here and watch this or watch a chick flick or whatever it is, you know? There's going to be people that are going to try to slow you down. So you have to be aware of these people that are in your life, because you will be the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So let's talk about that for a second when it comes down to confidence. If you want to become a better version of yourself, and if you want to improve your confidence and not get used by other people, you need to surround yourself with people that are truly amazing. Write down the names right now of the 5 people that you're spending the most time with, Kyle, and ask yourself, are these people increasing my average? Are they increasing, you know, who I am? Are they making me a stronger, better version of myself? Or are they reducing who you are? Are they lowering your average? Are they making you a worse version of yourself? Because that's incredibly important. There's going to be people in your life right now today that will not be in your life in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, and so on and so forth, that you're going to need to remove, that might be energy vampires. That might be people that don't want to go along the ride of getting better, of being a stronger, better version of themselves. Joining the military is a great idea. You're going to find there's probably a lot of intelligent, strong people, men especially, that are looking to just be better, just become a better version of themselves. And you're going to learn skills there. You're going to learn toughness. You're going to learn resilience. A really good book to read, actually. I can give you this one. I just listened to it a couple months ago. It's called Resilience. Can't remember the author's name, but it's recently published. And it's basically memoir stories between a guy with a military career and friends of his, commanding officers, and a few others. Man, you've got to build resilience in life, because life is going to throw shit at you that is going to suck. And if you're not the biggest, best, strongest version of yourself, it's going to knock you down. You will take a step forward in life, and often you'll get 2 steps back, because things will get thrown at you. As one of my subscribers mentioned in one of my last videos recently, he took everything that life threw at him and stood on it and became a bigger, stronger, better version of himself. So with that being said, it is not going to be an easy path, an easy journey. With respects to your outward appearance, again, I've clicked on your profile. You're not an ugly guy. You don't have to worry about that. What you need to worry about is a stupid meatball between your ears that's convincing you that you're not worthy, that you're not confident, that you're not worth the love of a woman. And stop calling yourself a virgin. Stop. Anytime you create these negative thoughts, these negative emotions, it's like a weed growing out of your lawn. If you don't pull it out and replace it with something else, it's going to keep growing. If you nurture it, okay, if you let this weed grow, if you nurture it, if you water it, if you fertilize it, it's going to just get bigger, and it's going to grow beyond what's in your lawn. So you've got to remove it with a better, positive thought. Stop saying things like you're not good enough. Stop saying things like you're not good looking. Stop saying things like people take advantage of you. Stop saying things like you're worried about where this is going to go with women. You could at least act as if today. Have some confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. Affirmations can be great. I remember that there was a time when I would use time when I was in the shower. There was a lot of guys that do a lot of stuff in the shower. One of the things that I did in the shower for a very long time is I would use affirmations. I would say things over and over, like, I don't know, let me give you an example. Just trying to think back here, because I did this in my early 20s. Be like, you're amazing, you're strong, you're intelligent, you're beautiful, you're smart. You know what affirmations are. It's just, you just have to keep saying them over and over until it becomes a habit. This habit that you're in right now is based on years of programming. I suspect it's probably got something to do with your environment, with the people that you live with, maybe the way your parents raised you. your view of the world. But the good thing is there's one part of the universe that you can control, and that's yourself. That's it. There's nothing else you can control. You can't control your spouse, your partner, your wife, your husband, whoever it might be. You have zero control over everything else that goes on out there. But the one thing that you do have control on is what's going on in your head. And really, at the end of the day, it's up to you to run that show, okay? Because you're the master of your life, you're the master of your universe. You gotta ask yourself, do you wanna live it feeling like this shit, or do you wanna live it becoming a better, stronger, more intelligent version of yourself? Don't worry about women right now. Work on yourself. I promise you, I'm speaking from experience. When you work on that and you improve that, you'll be like a magnet. Women will be drawn to you, okay? Work on those things, my friend. I hope that helps. I know a lot of you guys are awesome with the comments, with the community, and you do leave comments below. So if you think there's something that you can add to the conversation here, leave a comment below for the subscriber. I'm sure he'll get some value. Also, you know, as other people watch these videos during time, I see comments that come up 6, 8, 12 months later. So always leave a comment below, give the video a thumbs up and like it. And if you guys have any questions, throw a comment below. I'm happy to record a video if I think it adds value. If it's more of a private nature, I do one-on-one coaching on clarity.fm, so you can talk to me there. You can also message me on Facebook. Thanks for checking out the video today. Have an awesome one. Peace!